Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyanmantri Vidyapith for the students of Standard 9, in which we are learning the subject of English. Students, from the previous lecture we started with the chapter number 8 from the main book. We have chapter number 8. Name of the chapter is Reach for the Top. This chapter, Reach for the Top, is divided into two parts. Each part is highlighting a youngster who has reached great heights with sheer determination, hard work, a positive attitude, a positive approach, rebellious in nature, both mentally and physically. Physically, in that sense that other people of the same age were also working with that much hard work, zeal, enthusiasm, concentration, dedication, determination, putting in lots of mental work, physical work, but they were not able to achieve what these two youngsters achieved at quite a young age. We have seen other example in chapter number 2 for music, where dedication again is working. Hard work, of course, is necessary. Music is a field where constant practice is necessary. Lots of innovativeness can be done in the field of music, which opens up the heart from inside, the mind from inside, and it is done for the sheer pleasure of uh, enjoying thoroughly their own self, satisfying their own self, and with that dedication, they satisfy the audience. Here, a different field is selected. The field selected for this chapter is sports. One is extreme sport like mountain climbing, mountaineering, which involves the climbing of Mount Everest, the highest peak in the world, 8848 meters. You can say that it goes above 8.5 kilometers directly into the air from the ground, zero level. So it is about that. Other people also have put in the same hard work. Other people of the same age also have put in that determination, but somewhere something is lacking. That somewhere something lacking is the attitude of those people right from the beginning, right from the childhood. They want to do something right. For that, if they have to rebel, if they have to sacrifice something they were ready to sacrifice, that means understanding level, maturity level of these, uh, you can call it children, because they were of such a young age when they didn't know the future, but then they had set their goal that I want to become something in life. And the most important thing is grabbing the opportunity that you have. Opportunity comes your way. First thing is, people fail to understand that this is called an opportunity. People let go that opportunity. Whereas there are very few people who understand the opportunity, who see the opportunity, put their mind instantly to work, and they grab the opportunity and reach where no other person has ever reached. Right? So we are talking about these things. But the attitude, the main thing is the attitude can be seen right from the childhood. The first part is belonging to Santosh Yadav, a small life story and the achievements of Santosh Yadav, who has the feat of being the first youngest woman to scale Mount Everest twice. So the story starts even before her birth. In the previous lecture, we learned about that uh, Santosh Santosh Yadav, she belonged to a family who was quite a rich farmer's family, totally engaged in the work of agriculture. They were quite affluent, that means quite well to do and rich farmers, because they were owning quite a huge amount of land on which agriculture is done. The background is Haryana, so the soil is rich and fertile and gives them huge returns. So the family is quite rich and uh, quite affluent, well to do. They had five sons, and now the mother is expecting again a child. So a holy saint passes from that village and they go to get the blessings, and the grandmother is also with them. Family is complete family, women folk of the family is there, and uh, as per the tendency of the people, the saints also know these things, that usually uh, an a mother who is expecting or about to deliver birth of a child usually asks for a male child, because for the family it has lots of importance according to the custom, tradition, and the tendency and thinking of the people. uh, they expect a boy child rather than a girl child, and as per the expectation, that is what the holy saint thought, and he was about to give blessings for a boy child when the grandmother said that they wanted a girl child in the family. Without the holy saint was surprised, but then he was asked to give blessings, so he gave blessings, and then we come to know the fact that the mother had already five sons, and they didn't have a sister, and they should have a girl child in the family, the daughter. So that is why the blessings were asked, that these five brothers, they should have a sister. So uh, they expected a girl child, and with the blessings of that holy saint, and Santosh, that is, the girl child, was born. But according to the given norms, conditions, rules, regulations of the society, that conservative society where boy child is given all the facilities, liberties, more leverage is given, because he is to continue the lineage. So Santosh, right from the start, is a rebellious sort of a person, and she's constantly at odds because she sees the treatment the male child or her brothers are given, and compared to that, the treatment that is given, she was it's not that she was not treated properly. Yes, she was given all the luxuries that money can afford, but then there are certain rules and regulations which a girl child should not break. And we are talking in those terms, right? So for the boys, excellent schooling out of the town in the one of the best schools found nearby, primary education was given. When primary education completed, for secondary and for higher secondary, they were even sent to the nearby larger towns, and for college they were sent to the near that is capital of India, that is NCR today. Those days, uh, New Delhi. So they were sent as far as New Delhi, but New Delhi, you can say it has a border adjacent with Haryana. So that much facilities were given to the sons, whereas according to the prevalent norms, girls did not go out of the village. So Santosh was forced to do the schooling in the village school. She was not sent outside the school according to the norms of the society in those days. Society didn't look at girls going out of the village and exposed in the society. So Santosh was not given that facility. But she wanted to continue with her studies. Now it is the custom of those days that a girl, when she reaches the age of 16, she is usually married off. But the first thing that Santosh objected, she didn't object with getting married, but she got She has an objection of getting married at this age of 16 when she still aspires to do or continue with the studies ahead. So parents didn't allow her to continue with studies, right? They wanted to marry off at uh, the age of 16. So she runs away from the house and goes to Delhi and gets admission in a school over there, right? Now, that is sheer rebellion. Yes, if you don't do what I say, uh, I'll do what I want, right? So, in that case, but here we see that the stubbornness or जो जो वो जो जिद होती है वो पढ़ाई के लिए वो और पढ़ना चाहती है. She wants to get herself more and more education, and it is a positive attitude. It is an attitude, it is a stubbornness which is good and which is going to be good when she marries after getting good education. Then if the mother is educated herself, then she is going to put in a lot of education in the child also, and she will educate the whole of the household. So in that way, what her stubbornness was for um, getting more education. Yes, she ran away from the house not because of the fear of getting married, but she wanted to get more education. So we stopped over there in the previous lecture. Let's go ahead with the story. This is lecture number 2 for chapter 8, part 1. We have Santosh Yadav's story. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Now comes the problem. Ran away, got admission in the school, so she doesn't have a place, so she'll have to live in a hostel. So school fees, hostel fees, tuition fees, plus all the books, material, all that, you need lots of money. So she asked for money. And this is the point where a dependent child gets oppressed by, we cannot say oppressed, but then this is a pressure point put in by the parents that what will you do if we don't pay you the school fees? If we don't pay the school fees for you, what are you going to do? Yes, you don't have any source of income or yourself, right? So Santosh, so we see even at that age, she had meticulously planned out, and which was quite obvious. Okay, you're not going to give me money. Very well, I will work hard. I will find a job, a part-time job. Yes, I'll go to school daily. After school hours or before school hours, I'll be working. I'll be collecting money, and whatever happens, I'll just pay the fees with whatever job I have at hand. Now, we should remember that Haryana shares a border with New Delhi. So, you can see half of the town is always on some errand to New Delhi. Lots of relatives, friends, everybody is there. And anyway, when people come to find out that, oh, your girl had run away from your home and now is in Delhi, what is she doing over there? Okay, education. So are you paying? No, we are not paying. Then how is she managing? So this is going to be a damage to the reputation of the parents. Yes, so you just leave your daughter like that. So, and no parent is going to do that. This is just, we have earlier also came upon that same issue. It is a very, very sweet threat that is very orderly fashion. It is well managed by Santosh Yadav. Yes, she knows. Parents, they just love their children. It's just because they are naughty, just because they are stubborn, just because they see the life their own way, they want to do their own things in their own way. That doesn't make the parents cut off any connection with the children and leave them on their own in this hard world. And they always care for their children. Okay, children, they will be naughty, they sometimes they take some decisions. Now these are quite grown up children. If we are talking about 10 standard girl, then of course she is quite a big girl, quite matured girl, and she has her own thinking, and she has also made her own plans. Okay, when she escaped from the home, ran away from the home, and went and got admission in a school in Delhi, even got admission in a hostel, and she has to worry about money. Where will I get money? What happens if I don't make any contact with my parents? I got to pay on my own. So it is a very well thought of plan. Okay, now she, on the other part, also has then her responsibility of informing the parents, Papa, Mummy, this is the case, and I got admission in Delhi, and now what about the fees? Yes, will you help me? So parents said, no, we are not going to help me. So there is again that sweet threat. Okay, you will not help me. Very well, I got everything planned. I'll manage all things, right? I'll work day and night, and I'll work off shift, and I'll gather money. I'll work on weekends, right? I'll gather money. I'll have substantial amount to pay for my fees, etc. And my needs aren't much. Whatever my education needs, that is what I want. Some food, right? So I can very well manage that. And she knows parents, they always love their children. Yes, एक आध 2 महीना देखते हैं लड़के की अकल ठिकाने आती तो ठीक है नहीं, and then they are going to pay. So she knows that, right? Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. That is the last sentence in this particular paragraph. Yes, the parents very well understand, yes, that this is a very sweet threat. We know our child very well, right? She's just threatening us. She's not going to do that. She knows her parents will pay, right? And she knows that her parents are quite liberal minded, but then they are answerable in their society also, right? They have to bear the burden of getting tormented by the society. Yes, their reputation at complete turmoil, right? So they actually understand these things, that whatever it is, it's my child. Yes, whether the society likes us, does not like us, yes, puts us out of the caste, whatever. So for such a small reason, nobody's going to do that. But they also have thought about all those extremes, and they have to allow the wish of the daughter. The wish of the daughter is more than the reputation over here, right? Everything is at stake over here. But then the girl, she's not just out of control or out of your hands, right? She's there right in front of you, and whatever she's doing something good. She just wants education. So let us just say not to give her anything. Just give her. She wants to complete her education. Okay, Baba, do it, and then come back home and get married and be settled in your life, right? That is what is the intention of the parents over here. So when they get a threat, of course, parents बेचारे की स्थिति तो आप जानते हो अच्छी तरह. Yes, बहुत भुगत चुके हैं आपके लिए भी. So wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education. So you see these lines, they are very beautifully written. It's not about who has written this, right? It's about how beautifully it has been managed. पिताजी की मजबूरी समझती हो, बहन जी चली गई, right? Education के लिए, लेकिन it's a burden on the father, right? But slowly bit by bit, yes, अच्छा बेटा 10th कंप्लीट करके आ जा, हाँ ठीक है, फिर 11th में भी एडमिशन ले लिया, बेटा कब आओ, I'll come back after 11th is over, I'll come back after 12th is over. So every time there is an urge to study more, and now father understands very well, yes, she's my daughter, I love her very much, she also loves me very much, her mother very much, whole of the family, she loves everybody like everything, like, and what is her only wish? She just wants to study. It's not that she wants to stay all alone in this society, cut off all the relationship from with the family members, with the family, cut off all the ties and just live all alone a solitude life of your own. No, she doesn't want that. She's constantly in touch with her. Don't you think she's in touch with her brothers? Yes, Rakhi is there, other festivals are there, right? But every time she is made to understand, okay, better leave that, come back home. She says, no, I want to continue. So then the father understands that this stubbornness is just for getting a little bit of more education. She just wants to get more educated. She has seen her brothers. All the brothers are elder to her, right? So she has seen that the brothers are getting excellent education, and I also should get it, right? So that is just her point. Just a little bit, just a little bit. So she completes her 12th standard. That we understand. Santosh passed the high school examination and then went to Jaipur. So she completed her 10th without asking anyone. She again joins another school. Now it is in Jaipur. The matter is only one, that she wants to get more education. Sometimes she doesn't take permission. She takes decisions on her own. We already know the attitude of Santosh right from childhood, that she wants to live life her way. She doesn't care what society thinks about her. Now we see that she doesn't even care what the family thinks. She keeps everybody in the loop. She keeps everybody in the know-how that what's happening, sometimes she does it and then informs the family members. The family members now so far, they have complete trust on Santosh. Yes, the loving daughter, the only daughter, and the most loved one, and she's doing a good thing, right? So let us accept. So here, यहाँ कोई मजबूरी नहीं है family की. Now the family has accepted that whatever she is doing, she just wants to study, she wants to do things on her own. Otherwise, as a person, she has been born and brought up in this family. Everybody knows that Santosh is a genuine person, a gem of a person, right? So everybody knows her, everybody loves us. That's only thing is, let me live my own way. I want to do things my own way. So she went to Jaipur, again got admission somewhere. Now she joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. So now she has joined Maharani College, and of course it's Jaipur, so she has to live in a hostel over there. So she got room in Kasturba Hostel. Santosh remembers Kasturba Hostel, it faced the Araval Hills. Jaipur from there on a clear day, uh, especially during the morning, yes, when the pollution level is quite low, all of it is near the ground. So from far away, you can see the Aravalli Hills. Yes, Mount Abu and lining and whole of that line you can see, right? So from Jaipur, she can see the Aravalli Hills over there. Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. I used to watch villages from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. So those hills were quite high. Yes, बोलने के लिए hills होती है, right? It's a Aravalli range that we know, a mountain, a cluster of mountain. That's called a range. So it has some ups and downs, some foothills and so. But every day from her hostel window, from her room window, she can see villages going up the hill, and after a while, they disappear on the other side. So it always confused her. ये villages जाते हैं और वो उधर गायब हो जाते हैं, दूसरी तरफ क्या है ऐसा, yeah, what's there on the other side, or where do these villages go, right? So it is just curiosity. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. So one day she decided, every day in the morning I see some villagers climbing up the hill. After a short while they disappear and they are not seen. Yes. So where are they actually going? So I was just curious, and one day I decided to find out what's the matter over there, what's happening, what's going around over there. So I went near those hills, and what she saw, there is some mountaineers. Mountaineers, those who climb the mountains professionally, they are called mountaineers, right? So only except a few mountaineers, nobody was there. I asked if I could join them, right? So I was in also now a youth and a youngster. So they were also mountaineers usually. Young blood is present over there, full of blood, full of energy, and they have a will and wish inside to do something crazy and to do something odd, and uh, always try to strain their physique at the extreme level, right? So I was also just a young girl of their age, so I asked if I can join. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative. Yes, I was surprised because I just came roaming around, and ऐसा नहीं है हम कहीं भी sports चल रहा हो, yes, कहीं football match चल रहा हो, basketball match चल रहा हो, ऐसा थोड़ी you just roam around with hands in your pocket and say, can I play? Sometimes you get a surprise. Okay, because one of their player is missing, so they want a substitute. So okay, come. So sometimes you're lucky, but not every time. But here, Santosh was very lucky. I asked them politely if I can join, and to my surprise, they accepted. Oh, you're welcome. They answered in affirmative and motivated me to do the take two climbing. Taking two means start adopting or starting it. That is called taking two. Slowly, there will be an increase in the interest when you start doing that thing. So you take up to climbing. So if it's in your DNA, if that uh, interest is inside you, and you still don't know what you can do. Actually, you can, but you are a potential climber, but you don't know it because you have never tried it. So just take to it, and if you feel good about it, then continue. So in that way, Santosh Yadav started climbing mountains. Then there was no looking back. She found the aim, she found the goal, she found where she had to go. Right? Up till now, the life was quite directionless. Right? You can understand primary, even ninth standard, I think she must have completed in her village, right? School. Then she went to high school, completed a high school in Delhi, and again came to Jaipur without telling anyone, right? Must have got admission in the school, hostel, and then must have informed college, and then must have informed the parents that I am not in Delhi. This is my address. Whenever you want to come, you can come and meet me. Of course, Jaipur is also near about the same distance from Rewari. So up till now, life did not have any direction. Now she found path. She found a concrete path over there. She made up her mind. When she started doing it, she liked it, and then there was no looking back. No looking back means there was no rejection. There was no negative thoughts in the mind whether I should continue, can I continue? No, that means she always kept ahead. Yes, first she must have climbed 40 meters, then 50 meters, then 100 meters. So that way she kept on liking it. And when you have that interest in you, yes, when you have that interest stocked in yourself, and then you find the right path, because now you know what you are going to do, you know where you want to go. So what happens is you start developing your career, or you start developing an interest or a passion inside you, and that passion, it keeps on burning and it keeps on pushing you ahead. It works like that steam engine. Yes, that steam keeps on accumulating because the fire is boiling the water and steam accumulates, and that keeps on pushing the engine. So it works something like that. When that passion is burning inside you, you have found the right path. Up till now, what happened is all that steam was clogged up inside, compressed. It didn't find a way out. Now it finds a way out because you got the right path. So she saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Again, no need to say mother, father didn't know anything, whole of the family didn't know anything, right? Because she saved money. Now, father, up till now, you must have understood that father ने पहले एक बार हाँ ना फिर जितना पैसा चाहिए संतोष ने भेज दो, संतोष मांगा भेज दो. So now she got enough money. From that money she saved, and she took admission in Uttarkashi's Mountaineering Institute, that is Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Please remember the name, it will be very useful in your answers. So, she must have taken the admission. Yes, of course, the parents didn't know, nobody knew about that. Must have later on told about that. Maybe she had that in mind that itna to azadi le liya. Yes, this much freedom I have taken. Now I keep on taking freedom. They are going to one day come to wherever I am, just put me on their shoulder and take me home. That's going to happen if you go out of your limit, right? So my college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May. So she has a proper planning to do. People know that she's coming back home, because when semester ends, hostel closes down, vacation is there, you got to go home. Yes, you're not allowed to stay over there all alone in the hostel. So what happens is, she has good ties. She isn't cut off any ties with the family. So whenever she finds time, Saturday, Sunday also, she might be rushing home. Just be with the family together, enjoy, celebrate, whatever, and then again come back, continue study. Yes, everybody is happy. So what happens is people are eagerly waiting for her. That semester is going to end in April, end of April, but it ended on 19th of May. So end of April, that means that complete May, everybody has vacation, school, college. So that is the time when people are expecting her at home. But the exams, instead of ending April end, it ended on 19th of May. Now, what is the next thing? And I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st. Now, everybody, the Mountaineering Institute, yes, but people come to the mountains when they are free from their studies, whatever job they have. So usually they keep these tracks. So usually they keep these tracks and events when everybody is free. The students, usually collegians, etc., they join these courses and they just try out some days over there. So I was supposed to be on 21st May over there. I might have spent 20 days with the family, then I would have resumed. But now on 19th, the exam ended and 21st I had to be over there. So literally I had no time to go home and from there to Uttarkashi. So I directly went to Uttarkashi. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for training. Now, uh, mountains, we're talking about those days when communication wasn't that good, as good as today. So telephones might be working in few places, rural area, just forget the telephone, whole of the village might be having 2 3 telephones, but postal services were very very good, right? So she had to write a letter of apology to the father, right? That first thing is, I couldn't come home for the vacation because of this scenario. Next, I just had 2 days to reach Uttarkashi because I took admissions over there, and I'll be spending my rest of the vacation over there, training myself as a mountaineer. And I please request you to forgive me. So she had to write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarkashi. A very well written sentence over here. First thing is, she always had gained the trust of the father. Father, head of the family, that is understood. But then she always kept good ties with the father. She always loved her father so much. She did some unwarranted decisions on her own, but she always informed father as soon as possible. So that it is her concern that the father should not get worried about her because of her absence. Whereas, because if father gets worried, yes, then whole of the family gets worried. Yes, so we can see over here uh, uh, attachment of Santosh with the family. Yes, though she did things on her own, but then it was her responsibility and she carried out her responsibility very, very well. Yes, she informed that I was due to come over there, but because of these reasons, I was not able to come. I'm very sorry for that. And instead of coming home, I came to Uttarkashi. I'm in this mountaineering institute. Sorry, Dad, I got admission without your permission. So now I seek permission. So she knows father is not going to say no to me, my dear little lonely girl, right? So he is not going to say no, but it becomes her duty. It becomes her obligation towards father. It is her responsibility to let the father know about her whereabouts, where she is, what is she doing. So we see in Santosh a very, very good girl with some basic principles in her family, my family, always, right? Right or wrong, whatever ups and downs, I am always with the family because family is always with me, right? So I had got myself enrolled at Uttarkashi. Now, what is she doing over here? Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Now, she has taken the basic training for mountaineering. So, she can climb small mountain peaks for the start, because that is for the starters, right? Freshers. Um, some difficult tracks are chosen. They are taught how to do the mountain climbing. Then sometimes during the snow time also she has to go, because that experience is also to be gained. We get certificates whenever we pass all these and in this mountaineering they go according to the heights. Yes, first 1,000 meters, then 2,000 meters, then 3,000 meters. So that way you keep on climbing, you get your experience and you get your certificates, you qualify for the next. So in this way, every year she went on an expedition. What is an expedition? An adventurous journey is called expedition, right? So her climbing skills matured rapidly because she was constantly into this. The climbing skills, she was very well able to take up those things and she matured in her skills. Maturing in skills means if you keep on practicing, you will know the art of doing it. and you can evolve in that, making out your own way of doing it. That is called a matured mountaineer, right? Who has not only learned the skills taught by the instructor, can use his own or her own uh, common sense, can use in difficult times, in difficult positions, situation, can use the presence of mind and come out of that situation unharmed and even save others also who are in quite dire situations. So in that way, she skilled herself in mountaineering. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Two things are told over here. First thing is cold, next thing is altitude. Now, both these things are quite serious, right? Because as you start, altitude means height. Altitude means height. Now, two, three things happen at the same time. When you gain altitude, cold increases because as you go higher and higher, the temperature decreases. Second thing, they are already in the Himalayas, so it's already cold. And when you keep on climbing, the because of altitude, the cold, that means the temperature will keep on going down. Second thing, oxygen level will also keep on going down as you gain height, right? So this is the meaning of remarkable resistance. Developing a remarkable resistance is fitting in that environment. Yes, fitting in that environment. She easily blended into the environment. Yes, less oxygen, she can manage that also. Without oxygen cylinders, she can manage that also. Yes, uh, you cannot have regular food when you go to the when you try scaling the altitude, the height, you go more and more higher, tougher climb. You cannot come back by the evening to the base, right? 2 3 days climb is there, then you need 1 or 2 days to come down. So 5 6 days you have to keep on climbing and coming down. So you cannot have a regular intake of food. You have to carry all those things yourself, and cold will be increasing, and it's quite open over there. Yes, there will be snowstorm, hailing, continuous snowfall will be there, cold winds and temperatures. Of course, if it is snow all the time, that it means sub-zero temperatures. You have to work in sub-zero temperatures. Yes, you got to develop a physics which endures better in a cold climate. So that is the meaning of developing a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Equipped with an iron will. See, these are some of the properties, qualities, human qualities, right, that are described over here. First one is iron will. Second one is physical endurance. And third thing is amazing mental toughness. Yes. So three, three things are told over here. Iron will. Iron, loha. Yes. Ah, not that loha. Yes, it's not that metal. Metal is compared over here with the strongness of the will. Yes, you have set a goal. Yes, you will. That means wish. You wish to top the standard 10 examination. Yes, you have to put in a lot of hard work. But suddenly you got ill. Yes, suddenly you had an accident. Some mishap happened in the family, in the society. You're quite depressed. That will you had, yes, it crumbles, it eats away. That distress, that situation, it dampens your will. Iron will, very, very strong will and desire. So, if she set in her mind some target, I want to reach over there today. Yes, I will climb, say, 700 feet today, 500 feet today. That's quite a good height. Yes, in mountains, especially Himalayan mountains, some of these peaks, you can tell they're quite naughty. This naughty in the sense that that's a tough climb, 85, 90-degree vertical heights are there filled with stone, snow. Yes, so very tough conditions. You have got to have an iron will to endure. Yes, endure, to keep on suffering. Yes, kitna dega, kitna suffer karayega, right? So you got to have that iron will. Whatever happens, I'm going to reach over there. Yes, half an hour late in the mountains, it's quite. Yes, 4 बजे के बाद अंधेरा हो जाता है, कुछ दिखाई नहीं देता, right? So in that way, you got to have to have an iron will, a very, very strong wish, lots of inner strength. Will means that inner strength that you have, right? So equipped means, that means stuffed with iron will. Second is physical endurance. You got to make your physique so strong that the sheer cold, sub-zero temperatures, may it be -2 or -20, it should not deter you from your determination. The goal, the target that you have set, आज तो बहुत ठंडी है, आज आराम करते हैं, कल कभी नहीं आता, right? So whatever you decide now, you got to do it now, and for that you need iron will. Iron will के साथ में अगर physical और mental balance नहीं है, yes, if you are physically fit but mentally you are not that much, I don't mean retard, but what I mean is, if you are not physically fit, but then if mentally you are not prepared, then it's of no use. Same way, if you are mentally prepared, but physically you are not fit for the exams, you are mentally fit, right? But physically, because of the fear, you cannot go and attend. You'll keep shivering all the time and you won't be able to complete your paper. So, physical and mental stability and sturdiness of physique and strong mental hold should be there, right? The body should be able to endure n number of difficulties in its way, right? You should be ready for that. Whether it is sub-zero temperature, yes, whether you have not eaten or the pack of food fell off in the mountains, you are doing without food for 2 days, that is that physical endurance we are talking about, right? So, three things: physical iron will, physical endurance. Endurance means sahan karna, and an amazing mental toughness. She was mentally quite tough. That means well prepared. Yes, आज बहुत snowfall हो रहा है, या the visibility is quite low. Let us postpone. No. So mentally she is prepared to face all the hurdles. She has prepared her physique also in such a way that she is ready to endure any physical toughness that comes the way, and she has an iron will to reach her goal. She proved herself repeatedly, not once, not twice, repeatedly she kept on proving herself because of these three things that she developed inside her. The culmination of her hard work, culmination, the sum, yes, the sum of her hard work, all of that culminated means all of that summed up. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992. In 1992, 4 years after, that means she joined the Mountaineering Institute in 88. And every year she took up an expedition, learned more and more, and prepared herself so well that just 4 years after getting enrolled in the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, she got a chance to scale the Everest. Sorry. Just 4 years after, she had shyly asked the early mountaineers if she could join them at barely 20 years of age. Kitna? 20 years of age. That means your age plus 5. Yes. She already climbed Mount Everest. Do I hear someone saying Takteshwar Heights? Yeah, if Takteshwar is a height for you, right? So have you ever scaled it, went from the wrong side rather than the winding road over there? No, at barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest, becoming, I'll double underline, she is the youngest woman to in the world, not only in India. She is the youngest. At that time, she was the youngest woman in the world, not only in India, but all over the world. She was the youngest woman ever to climb Mount Everest, to achieve the feat. I'll also underline this word. This is a new word for you. Feat, an exceptional achievement is called feat. F-E-A-T. F-W-T, feat. F-E-A-T, feat. Right? So she set a record at that time to become the youngest woman in the world to scale Mount Everest, and this is quite a big achievement. In her climbing skills, again, three things are needed. What is that? Physical fitness, as we talked earlier, 8.5 kilometers सीधा हवा में, right? And it's quite a difficult task, yes? And mental strength impressed her seniors. Her seniors were impressed by her work. What is her work? To climb the mountains, to endure the cold and all the troubles that came, the impediments that came in the path. Yes? So, her seniors were impressed by her physical strength and her mental ability to do this. So, mental strength and physical fitness goes hand in hand together. Her concern for the others, more than physical fitness, everybody is having. Mental fitness, everybody is having. But what is more? Concern for others. Yes, you are playing a very important football match and you're just about to goal when you see one of your players falling down. You got to go over there first. Goal हुआ नहीं हुआ कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जीता नहीं जीता कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You got to help him, right? So that concern for everybody comes out together without anyone getting hurt. So concern for others and desire to work together as team. This is one ability I should really praise Santosh upon, right? Without teamwork, there are lots and lots of team, there are lots and lots of works, there are lots and lots of things to do in this world which you cannot just do without teamwork. You have to accept the team and you have to keep all the team members together, become the leader and come out successful. राइट. सो माउंटेनियरिंग कभी ये नहीं होता मैंने नीचे से शुरू किया, माउंट एवरेस्ट के पीक तक जाऊंगा तब तक मुझे कोई हेल्प नहीं चाहिए, मैं अकेला जाऊंगा या अकेली जाऊंगी. इट डजंट गो लाइक दैट, राइट? सो we have to keep everybody together. One or two manages to go ahead, other they lose the will, they can't go further, right? They are out of strength, physical, mental, whatever you say. They cannot cope up with that situation, right? So 20-25 लोग जाते हैं नीचे से, एक या दो बड़ा मुश्किल से ऊपर पहुंचता है, right? So in this way it happens because that was a teamwork. Everybody looked after each other and everybody saw that okay मैं नहीं जा सकता, you go, right? So that happens when there is the team spirit inside you. So her concern for others, that is the third thing. First is mental strength, second is physical fitness, third one is concern for others, and the fourth one is desire to work as a team. Found her a special place in the hearts of the fellow climbers. Yes, it's a team. If you don't concern about others, if you don't take care of others, when somebody is sick, somebody is vomiting because of the oxygen is less, so food is not going to stick in. Yes, as soon as you drink water or you have some warm tea or eat some chocolates, and yeah, you're just going to throw up, right? Because food doesn't stay inside. So you got to help people over there, right? किसी का तंबू हवा में चला जाता है, तो where is it going to stay? अब नहीं नहीं मैं अपने तंबू में जगह नहीं. No, that doesn't happen. You got to cope up with people. You got to cope up with your own team members. You got to help them, right? Somebody lost a shoe, so you got to give him your extra pair. That is how you all go up and come down the mountain safely. Yes, right? So in that way, that earned her a place among the fellow workers or the climbers. So we come to an end of today's lecture. Thank you, students.